This is an exciting day. It's the first thing that I've ever been sponsored with, and guess how I got sponsored? Because I'm just sweet Grandma Adeline, and I don't have that many followers. But it's something called LetPot. And guess who got me sponsored? My wonderful grandson, Bryson. He said, hey, we need to do this. But Cameron, his oldest son, what's your favorite part about this box?
What is that?
Bubble wrap.
And he wants the bubble wrap. This is a wonderful thing for kids.
Go show Grandma what you do with bubble wrap.
I want to see. What do you do?
We just stand on it like.
Oh my goodness. Oh, look. Oh, you ought to be a hunter. You're a good shot.
Okay, let's save the rest for outside, kid.
You wanna get
And look what Grandma's favorite part's going to be. Look at this.
I like cleaning the garden.
Grandma's going to be able to plant a garden inside. It's all hydroponic. It has its own grow light. And I knew nothing about this until Bryson said, Grandma, you need to have one of these. And you could grow your own herbs and have it right here and be able to harvest, and it would just continue to grow. We live in Arizona, and we live in southern Arizona, and it happens to be where we can grow a 12-month garden. But cilantro always burns out in the summer, and we can't get things like basil in the winter. And so with something like this, we can have all of our favorite herbs and be able to utilize them. And Grandma won't even have to walk to the grow boxes, which will be wonderful. So we're gonna show you how this is. Come over here, Bryson. I don't think I'm smart enough to know how to put it together, but they say it's quite easy. Oh, look. Here's lots of instructions. Yes. What are these?
Let's see. Let's go look at it.
Yeah, it's going to be little sticky things, but it probably to identify what herbs I've put in, so when they start growing, if I don't happen to know them. Now, what size is this, Bryce?
This is their medium size.
And do they have more than one size?
Yep, this one will hold 12 pods, and then their larger one will hold 24. And the small one, I think, is a 6.
Oh, awesome.
Pull this out this one for you.
Okay.
And it should just expand up.
Here, there's some tape
That's the
I can
tape.
see. Oh, that's just
That's
to
not
hold the,
keeping that down.
that's the grow light. Like I said, it's hydroponic, which means it won't be growing in soil. It'll be water. Yeah.
Dad,
Good
You
job,
bought
bud.
all of them? Man. I think that was the best thing that packaging companies have done, is to invent bubble wrap.
Yeah, so there's your sponges there for planting your seeds.
Oh, really? Okay.
So you'll have these pods. So these, they look like ice cream cones. And they'll go in here.
Mm-hmm.
And then a sponge will go in.
Okay.
And that'll sit down into the water. So we'll have to get all this set up with your plant food and your water. And
Now this is plant food. And this is plant food. And there's an A and a B, so I'm sure we'll need to come up with when you use A and when you use B, and this will tell us all about it.
yeah, so I know part of the video they wanted you to show kind of the process of it growing. So This will come out in a month, I guess. Is
Wonderful.
what they say till harvest.
Yes, and Bryson even grabbed some seeds for me, and some were the different greens that we buy for our salads, and they said that harvest begins on those in as much as 10 days, so we'll see if this system does it that quickly or not, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is this a cap that you put over it after you plant it?
I think so. Let's see. So.
It looks like it's going to be.
Yep, those are germination covers, is what it says.
And see what they did? Grandma doesn't normally have my nails polished, but we went to a family reunion and I got my nails polished by one of my daughters. The girls were doing some manicures. Here, we put this in each one. The little, what are these called?
The sponges, the grow sponges.
This is a sponge, it's not soil. So it will not disintegrate, but it will soak up the water. Now, what did you just cover here, Bryson?
So this right here is a little water level indicator. So there's a little float in there, and you can fill up your water in this hole here. Make sure you're staying full. And this will indicate how much water you have in the tank.
Awesome.
So it can hold, says 5 liters of water in here.
Okay. Now, Bryson has been the one that has communicated with this company. And what if I want to, after I've grown these herbs for a while, change it out? I'm sure there's a way that I can contact this company and they'll give me more sponges,
Yep,
right?
so LetPot, they sell through Amazon, but they also have their own website. And so just look up LetPot. But this system is also interchangeable with a lot of hydroponic systems. And so you can just look for these cones and the sponges, and LetPot has the whole kit to replant the whole system.
That will be amazing. And when you need more plant food, you can get more plant food.
Yep.
They've got everything from little chili peppers and a lettuce and all sorts of greens that are able to grow in here. I am so excited. This is also a very attractive, I believe, piece of furniture that could be set on a table, on a counter, on a countertop of any kind. Do you have any idea what these are?
Let's see. I didn't see that on the...
Little straws.
They look like it. They're hollow.
Oh, you know what? There's these holes. I bet you they're plant stabilizers.
Oh. That's why I needed Bryson here, is I knew he would be smart enough to do it.
Well, it didn't say in here, but there's these holes, so I bet you they're to stabilize plants once they get a little bigger.
So they won't just droop over. Look at this. There. Yeah, and it has a little thing that it fits over there, so that's why it's like a straw. It's got a little peg.
It just sits in there, and you could put one on each side and really stabilize it.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Do you have to have distilled water? Do you know?
Let's see.
Or would tap water do?
seeing anything specifying. There is a filter on the pump, so I'm sure whatever water you use will be fine.
Wonderful, and it's all it takes, yes, to plug this in. Here, correct?
So that one will plug in right down here in the back.
Okay.
The little port. And then this top one. So that first power cord plugs in into the bottom. And you've got this extra cord that'll plug in here. And that'll plug in your light. So this whole top part is the light that'll be adjustable up and down. So if you have short plants or tall plants, you can adjust it as tall as you need to.
Fabulous. And so it tells you, now, does this just slide down? How did you take it up and down?
Yeah, so it just slides.
Okay.
So with that little water gauge, that's as low as it'll go.
So we are going to read instructions, plant, and then we will give you an update so that that you'll be able to see as this grows and how long it takes. Today is July 2nd, and so we are starting on July 2nd, and I'll at least do it every week, maybe more often, but I'll tell you how many days from the day of planting. Thank you so much for coming, and Bryson, thank you so very much.
You're welcome, Grandma.
For being able to do it. I have the best grandkids in the whole world. And I say I, but we have the best grandkids. Thank you, sweetheart. Love you, and we will so enjoy this. And I'll be able to cook and enjoy, garnish, and make things even more beautiful in the presentation because of this. Thank you.
Yeah. So just really quick on the inside, we showed you the outside of it. You've got this little water pump here. That was that cord we plugged in the back. And so the water pump, this has got these little foam filters right here. There's 2 of them. And that's just gonna circulate your 5 liters of water. It's gonna create a little fountain in here. And that just keeps the water moving, keeps it fresh. And so once a week, once a month, whatever it takes, you can just pull these little sponges out, rinse them in your sink, get all the gunk off of them, and then they just slide right back into this slot here. So just make sure you're keeping those clean and keeping your plant foods in there.
And the plant foods sound like it's little pellets.
Yeah, so it looks like the instructions were saying you mix it with water and it'll create a liquid fertilizer.
Yes, and,
So.
here, that's, I'm sure what you do is mix it. We haven't read yet, but see there's increments right there that it'll tell you how much to put in each day or week or month or how often you feed. And there's an A and a B. And so those will be utilized, and just like the other was said, we'll be able to go to Amazon and get more plant food and be able to get all of this. So this will be perfect. And as soon as we plant our little sponges, we'll put these, and I'm sure it's like putting a mini greenhouse over each one of them to help the seed germinate, right?
Yep.
That's awesome. I can hardly wait.
On top? Yeah, just one on top. So.
Okay, it's filling it up with water. We've got the sponges in each of the little holders. We haven't planted the seed yet. We'll let those sponges.
So we're at about 3.5 liters, so we could do more if you want.
Yeah,
Just
we'll
top
do
it all the way
more.
off.
I am so excited. I got up this morning. I had to run to an appointment. It's now 12:30. But this morning I saw that my plants are beginning to grow. It is Thursday morning, okay, that I see this. We planted them on Sunday night. That's 3.5 days. And I'm going to show you, my grandson picked me up some seeds and we put some in, but the ones that are growing are the micro greens. And they're the first ones to come up. I look for the next ones to be up in a few days. And so here's your first shot of what it is. Look at these. Isn't that amazing? This one was even coming up so much that it pushed the little green moisture tab off. And so I am super excited. These others will be sprouting. I can already look down through the center and see that some are beginning to grow. And so this is our update on it. We'll be back and let you know how quickly it happens. Thanks so much. It's Friday morning, and this one, this one, this one, and this one were up by Thursday morning, which are the micro greens. This is basil, I believe, and it is up this morning. We only planted Sunday night, so that is 4.5 days. I'm so impressed with how quickly these plants are growing. More updates to come. Hey, this is exciting. It's Sunday afternoon, and it's been 1 week for our hydroponic herb garden. And so I'm going to show you what's come up. We've got 4 of the microgreens that have popped up early at 3.5 days. They popped through the moisture barrier. And now we've got 2 basil up. We still have our cilantro and our chives that have not made it through the moisture barrier. But here's what it looks like. There we go. You can see there's the 4 microgreens, the 2 basil, and I keep peeking to see whether or not the cilantro and the chives are up. I think we'll see them probably tomorrow or the next day. But this is an update. I'm so excited over what's happening. Here we are, 2 weeks. And the microgreens have grown amazing. Right here are the 2 basils, and they're growing. They took a full week, so this is 1 week's growth here. Now, as you can see, my chives and my cilantro haven't done a thing. So I'm going to remove a couple of the cilantro, excuse me. I looked on the website and it said 2 to 3 weeks for cilantro. It's been 2 weeks, and this one, I don't know if you can tell, but inside there it looks like it's starting to mold instead of grow. So I'm going to take 2 of them out, take the whole sponge, and these are green onions, which will sprout from here and grow, and I can cut as chives. and I'm going to remove 2, and I'm going to do that. So we'll see what happens there. The other 3 cilantro, I'm going to allow some time. And this chive here, I put some of the little miniature bell peppers, multicolored, the seeds of that in yesterday, which would have been 2 weeks yesterday evening. And I'm gonna see how that grows. So this is our update at 2 weeks. Thank you. You see I've removed the sponge, and I'm going to, the roots are touching the water, so they should go ahead and sprout and do well. We'll see how that happens, and an update will be given as soon as we see something. Thank you. It's a report on the hydroponic system that I've got. And as you can see, the microgreens are great. They're very tasty. They're growing quickly. And as you pick them, they continue to replenish. I planted basil. 2 basil have come up and they're doing very well. I moved them to a different spot so it'd be easier for me to film and let you see how they're growing. And then I removed 2 of the sponges because the cilantro and the chives were not coming up. I have a teeny, tiny, tiny sprout, and it's been 3 weeks on the chives from seed. But as what I did is I went ahead and just picked up some green onions. I've done this before. As you cut off the root, you can put them in water and they begin to sprout, and you can use them as chives. And so I'm going to show you, and that was done Monday evening, and today is Thursday evening, so 3 days. I'm going to show you how it's doing. Look at it. The chives are coming up, and that's 3 days. I just, without even a sponge, I cut them off, put them in there, and they're rooting and feeding from the hydroponic system very nicely. And then here's the basil, coming well. The microgreens are still doing amazing. I really don't see anything happening with the cilantro. And when we researched it, it was supposed to take possibly up to 3 weeks for it to sprout. So I'll be patient a few more days, and then we're gonna do something else. But I'm kind of excited. These 2 baskets with the green onions are going to supply a lot of chives. This is my garden at 3 weeks. It's amazing. The microgreens are wonderful. The basil has done amazing. You see that I did right here 1, 2, 3 of the baskets. I put just the cut ends of green of a green onion, and they're rooting, they're going down into the water, they're doing amazing. And these I did 4 days ago, these I did 2 days ago. They're growing very quickly. I still was hoping. I gave 3 weeks for germination on the cilantro, and it did not happen. I love cilantro, so I'm going to try something else to possibly get some cilantro in this garden. But I thought I would give you an update, and I'm very pleased with what is growing. It's awesome. Thank you. Look at my garden. The microgreens have done amazing, and they sprouted in 3 days, if you can believe it, and I've been using them, cutting them, and they continue to just flourish. Here happens to be the basil, and it is wonderful. I just take a leaf, enjoy it, and it's amazing. I can put it in my recipes, in my salads, use it fresh on pizzas or any Italian food. Then I told you about the the chives. They didn't make it from seed, but I cut some of the green onions, just the ends of them off, put them in the baskets. Here you can tell the first two I put in 4 days before the one in back, and they are ready to trim and start using as chives or green onions, greens. And then here, this went in on the 17th, July 17th, and today is July 29th. And so these happen to be some seeds. I ate one of the small bell peppers, the individual ones that are variegated in color, yellow, orange, red. I love them. They're an excellent garnish and addition to anything. And I took just the fresh seeds right out of them, put them in, and replaced some of the cilantro and planted it in the little sponge. And you can tell they're coming well. They've been popped through the green cap 2 days ago. So it took them 9 days to pop through. And this is 2 days growth. I'm excited about that. Let me show you. I didn't give up on the cilantro. You can see the seed is still there. It did not do it. It has nothing to do against the hydroponic system. Is what it is I believe I must have got some bad seed. And so I will take the two that have not yet done it, find me some good seed hopefully, and do cilantro. This is at 1 month. I am so excited to be able to have this system, to be able to keep it in my kitchen, harvest it, enjoy it, and have some fresh items. Thank you so much for allowing me to use this LetPot. And hopefully you may get one for yourself, because they are, I think, extremely easy, nice, and convenient. Thank you, LetPot, for being willing to sponsor somebody as small as Sweet Grandma Adeline. I've loved getting to experiment with this. I love what a pretty unit it is, and that I'll be able to have these things in my kitchen to be able to cook with and to experiment to see what's most successful. I really like your wonderful product, and I will enjoy for many years being able to grow and enjoy the things that can be done hydroponically and year-round. Thank you.